Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. Some of you on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Tennis Ace, Kaken's Path. So y'all, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know again that I am now an affiliate of Green Man Gaming. What that means is that there's going to be a link in the description of the video that'll take you to the website. You guys get awesome discounts and such. If you buy anything using that link, then I get commission for whatever y'all buy. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump right back into the video. Alarm Chan, you are up, and let's go. Alrighty. Sure, but is it really necessary? I have to admit that I'm a bit nervous. I've been helping the guys prepare for this for a while, and I have to admit, even though I'm not going to be one up there on the stage, it still feels like that. Aw, so you want some moral support? Want me to be your private cheerleader? Please don't put it that way. Fine, fine. Besides, you didn't need to ask. I was planning to go anyway. I had to make sure. I don't want to just assume. That's just setting myself up for disappointment. Fine. I'll be there for sure. Does that make you feel better? Yes, quite a bit. I feel my cheeks growing hot and look away, trying to find a way to change the subject. Well, I'm sure everything will be alright. You guys have been working really hard to prepare, after all. You're right. I have no doubt they're all going to do great. You're pretty passionate over your job, aren't you, Mr. Manager? I am. It's nice being able to work on something I really like. You know, you've been a lot happier lately since you joined the band. You smile a lot more often. Really? Yeah, it's really nice to see you so cheerful. Maybe music really is your passion after all. I see. What's with the unenthused reaction? I thought you'd be happy about this. Is everything okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I just hadn't noticed that before. I guess I don't pay all that much attention to myself. Anyway, thank you for spending time with me, but if you'll excuse me, I have to start getting ready to return to my shift. But we still have a few minutes. True, but it doesn't hurt to be diligent. I'll talk to you later, Yuichi-san. Kaken quickly scurries away from me and goes back inside his classroom without a further word. It almost feels like he was running away. Did I do something wrong? Ding-ling-ling. Ding-ling-ling. Poor Bun-Bun. I sit on a bench outside the school building, quietly watching people walk around aimlessly. For some reason, I haven't felt very energetic today. I tried to explore a little more, but could feel myself zoning out quite quickly. Instead, I decided to just relax and enjoy the warm, gentle heat and watch the sunset outdoors. I have to admit, looking at the masses of people moving around is actually kind of relaxing sometimes. Not that this would be my first choice on how to spend a Sunday afternoon or a holiday. Just something good enough to do when there's nothing better to do. Yeah, that sounds about right. Still, a little part of me in the back of my head feels antsy. I spent most of the day gripping my pocket and checking my phone to see if Kaken messaged or called me already. I don't know why I'm so anxious, but I can't seem to help checking every few minutes. I'd have imagined he'd have called me by now, but still nothing. Other than the daily messages I get from Shoichi and Saya, I haven't gotten any notifications today. It's kind of sad when I think about it. I feel like a puppy anxiously waiting by the door for its owner to come home. Well, I might be playing up the dramatics a bit in my head, but that's about the gist of it, I think. Ah, Yuichi-kun! A voice calls me from somewhere amidst the crowd, snapping me out of my daze. Oh god. I see a pair of huskies walking in my direction, big smiles plastered on their faces. Fancy meeting you here, stranger. Stranger? What else would I call the person that didn't even bother to answer my message this morning? Me not answering a text doesn't make me a stranger. You're being way too dramatic. I'm the one who should be calling you that. Sheesh. If Kaken didn't text me so often, I wouldn't even know whether you're alive. Huh? Twice? We've only talked twice since my dad's party. You could have been dead for all I know, and I wouldn't know. Kaken is the only one who cares enough to keep in touch with me. Hitoka pouts, crossing her arms and looking away from me in a huff. With a huff. Still think I'm the dramatic one? You get a pass this time. By the way, Hitoka, just how often do you and Aki text? I mean, back when we had that typhoon, he spent 2 hours in the living room just texting you. Is that a common occurrence? Yeah, we talk every day. He's such a good boy. I was diligently messaging me and checking up on me and always answering promptly. Why do you ask? Are you serious? I know I said it was a joke to tease him, but it could be the twerp actually does have a crush on her? Now that'd be rich. Putting that aside for now, what are you doing out there spacing out? I thought you'd be window shopping. Yeah, I guess I got caught by a wave of exhaustion. I decided to just sit down and relax for a bit. Although that was probably an hour ago. What about you two? I thought you said you'd have no free time at all during the festival. The student council just got a few volunteers to help us. Hitoka was among them, so I was able to get through the pile of backlog papers. The other members told me to take it easy after that and take the day off. I wasn't really going to accept, but she insisted. This is my only chance to spend a high school festival with you since you'll be graduating this year. I didn't want to miss it. I know. Thank you for helping me out, Hitoka. You're an amazing little sister. Shoichi puts his hand on top of her head. petting her enthusiastically. Whatever you say. She might have gotten a little more standoffish in recent years, but she can't hide that she likes the attention. Mostly because her face is super red and her tail is wagging like a little helicopter blade. It's pretty cute, actually. So, you guys are just going around checking out the festival? Yep, just chilling out and trying to have a good time. Want to join us? Oh, that could be nice. Come with us, Yuichi-kun. Yeah, normally I'd accept your offer, but I grab my phone from my pocket and wave it in the air. I've already made plans for the day. Kaken invited me to join him backstage while they work on the finishing touches for the band performance. Something about offering moral support. Shoichi clicks his tongue, making a long, drawn-out humming noise. Is that so? You and Urushihara have been spending a lot of time together recently. Didn't he spend the day at your house during the typhoon, too? Sort of. It was an accident. He wanted to offer us a ride to school so we didn't have to walk during the rain, but when it picked up, he had to stay inside. Is that so? Still, I don't know why you guys were so close. I didn't know you guys were so close. When did that happen? I don't really know how to answer that. Don't even know how it'd qualify us anyway. Sure, we spent a lot of time together, but I don't know. Part of me is still dissatisfied. I might just be being greedy. Besides, if the girl he's confessing to today accepts, we might be seeing a lot less of each other as he starts dating. That's as if he hasn't confessed already. What if he's already dating and just hasn't said anything? Would he even invite me backstage if that were the case? Hitoka-chan taps Shoichi on the stomach with the back of her hand, shooting her brother a censoring glare. Gee, Shoichi, don't be so jealous. It's not like he's gonna replace you as his best friend. You guys are BFFs. I didn't say anything. Besides, BFFs? We're not 15-year-old girls. Yeah, you wouldn't catch me dead using that word. Hitoka pouts again, huffing and puffing in disapproval. Her eyebrows quiver so much they look like they're breakdancing. One second, y'all. Okay. What is that? One second, y'all. Give me one second, let me go. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm back. I'm coming. Well, I might be exaggerating a tad. You two are too boring. There's nothing wrong with letting your friends know how much they mean to you. Of course you think that. You're a 15-year-old girl. Excuse you, I'm 16. Like that makes any kind of difference. You're only 2 years older than me. Don't act so high and mighty. Anyway, you're gonna be joining Urushihara instead of us then? Don't just ignore me either. Hitoka-chan fusses around, but Shoichi completely tunes out her experience. Sometimes I really believe this man has the patience of a saint. Yeah, sorry. Like I said, I already made plans for it. I wouldn't want to ditch him last minute. I see. That's alright then. Is everything okay? Your face is kind of scary. I just said it's alright, didn't I? You're reading too much into it. You're totally annoyed right now. I can easily tell. Shut up. It's none of my business whether he wants to spend time with Urushihara. Why should it bother me? You say that, but you really do look really annoyed. Why is that? I don't understand. I mean, sure, you two bicker like an old married couple, but you're still good friends despite that. Besides, Shoichi's never had a problem with Kaken before. Anyway, let's get going, Hitoka. I only have one free day for the entire festival, so I want to check out as much of it as I can. Okay. Hitoka quickly follows behind Shoichi, her tail wagging. It takes a while for the two to disappear into the crowd thanks to Shoichi's size, but they are eventually totally out of my sight. I'm quietly mused to myself just how weird this whole thing just now was. Still, I decide to shrug it off since there isn't anything I can do about it. And it's not like it's a problem either. Shio's been working non-stop for days. He's probably just in a bitter mood. Just then the phone that I was holding in my hand begins to ring and vibrate. It catches me off guard and I take a second to react. The screen clearly shows me Keisuke's contact and I feel my heart speeding up a little. Hello? Hello? Is that some kind of internet greeting? I know Henlo is. Gah, I wasn't sure if I was going to say hi or hello and ended up mixing both up. Nah, you just caught me by surprise a bit. Surprise? I did tell you I was going to call today. Yeah, but I didn't know when. Fair enough, I guess. I just finished my last shift at the haunted house and I'm heading to the music club room. Can you meet me there? Sure, no problem. Great, I'll see you in a little bit. Oh, and you don't need to knock when you arrive. Just come in. Just as I would expect from Kaken, he really doesn't waste time on the phone, quick and to the point. Still, I get up from the bench and rush over, faintly aware that my tail is wagging the whole time. Oh wow, that's a lot. Damn, that's a lot of people. You're screwed! What are we going to do? Calm down. Flying off the handle isn't going to help us anyway. But Ichigo-san! Hey, pardon the intrusion. I do as Kaken instructed me, and I make my way inside without worrying too much about manners. The sight I see is that of the band members all sat in a circle inside the room with uncomfortable looks on their faces. To say that the mood is tense would be an understatement. Yuichi-san, please shut the door. All right. Is something the matter? Is this an intervention or something? I swear I haven't been spending that much time playing games. I can quit anytime I want. Sorry, but that's not really the time for these kinds of jokes. Okay, what's up? We have a problem. While everyone else looks to be in varying levels of freaking out, the Calico and the Raven both seem to be unnervingly calm. Minazuki is sitting with her back to the wall, looking up at her bandmates with worry, while the Raven merely has an unreadable expression on his face. What's wrong? My voice. As soon as she speaks, my stomach sinks. Her voice barely comes out at all, and what does come out is raspy and pained. Like her vocal cords are all scraping against metal when she speaks. Minazuki, what happened? This idiot, this stupid idiot overworked herself and her voice until her body couldn't take it anymore. Even though we all kept telling her to take it easy, now look what happened. Keisuke, you need to calm down too. We don't get anything done if everyone gets into a shouting match. Sorry. Minazuki looks up at Kaken with a sad smile and drooped eyebrows. Minazuki seems to have gotten sick. Whether it's due to exhaustion or some kind of cold, I don't know, but she's burning up in fever and her voice is as you heard. There's no way she can perform like this. So the show? We were just arguing about what to do now. Apparently they didn't want me to be distracted from my class projects. They didn't tell me until I arrived here. I have no idea what they were doing before I got here, though. I just learned of the situation a couple minutes ago. Ichigo asked us to wait. She said she thought her voice would come back if we gave it time. Which clearly didn't work. The coyote grabs a glass of water and hands it to Minazuki, who looks at her appreciatively. Yes, we were about to discuss what we should do when Keisuke arrived, and then you came as he was venting over the situation. What is there to do? If the vocalist can't perform, then there's no show. It's as simple as that. Kagaho sighs, rubbing his brow and tapping his foot repeatedly. I think this is the first time I've ever seen him so obviously annoyed. That is true, unfortunately. But this was the band's very first performance. We can't cancel it. It's out of our hands. It's not like Ichigo can just magically get better and put on a show. These things just happen. But the coyote Shoko-shan puts a hand on her friend's shoulder, grabbing her attention and shaking her head sideways. Aww. Mio's entire body sags and she sits down on the poof next to Minazuki. The cat wraps an arm around the raccoon and squeezes her waist. So this is it, huh? Not necessarily. Everyone turns their heads at the same time, raising their eyebrows in curiosity. Kei-chan can sing. What? Minazuki smiles and nods, looking up at Keisuke, bright-eyed and seemingly satisfied. Whoa, what are you? I agree. Keisuke gets cut off by the Raven, whose voice echoes resolute and certain. Don't be crazy. I've already covered for her once in rehearsal, and no one here was happy with my performance. What makes you think doing it in a show would be a good idea? I kinda have to agree. Not that I have anything against his voice, but if he freezes when he goes out on stage, that's as good as a death sentence for us. Don't be so dramatic. She's right, though. Besides, I can't get in the groove without Ichigo-san's voice supporting us. I agree. The other members of the band look between each other uncomfortably. It's clear to me that they're not trying to reject the idea outright, but they seem to have a hard time agreeing on it, too. There you have it. There's no way I could do it. Minazuki reaches up and grabs Keisuke's hand, making him jump in surprise. She seems to be completely ignoring everyone's presence, looking up into Keisuke's eyes with a fiery gaze. Kei-chan, please, we need you. Even with her failing voice, her tone still commands authority. The hesitant members of the band shudder as soon as her voice is heard, all of them looking down at the floor. I can't. We're not going to beg if that's not what you want, but can you take a few minutes to think about it? Maybe take a walk while you consider it. Kagaho? Kaken looks around the room, seeing the faces of all of his bandmates quietly staring at him expectantly. His eyes flicker away from the entire group and he nods, turning his back and walking out of the room. Wait, Kaken! I quickly follow after him, running out of the room without a second thought to the people still left inside. Kaken walks through the crowd, not stopping for a second to wait for me or even acknowledge my existence despite me calling out for him for a few times. I decide to merely follow behind and try not to lose sight of him. He walks up the stairs to the last floor in the building. The amount of people packing the halls slowly dwindles for each floor we go through. Kaken, where are you going? I receive no response, even though by this point I have already caught up to him and am basically walking side by side with the guy. I finally get tired of just following around and roughly grab him by his arm, forcing him to spin around and face me. Keisuke! He comes to a halt, his arm going limp in my grasp as he looks away from me. For a fraction of a second, my mind registers the possibility that we might be calling too much attention to ourselves, but I decide to just ignore it. This isn't the time for me to worry about this kind of thing. Jesus, are you going to ignore me forever? Talk to me here. What about? What do you mean, what about? What just happened, you dumbass? I don't know how to process it. Why not? It sounds like a great opportunity. Opportunity? Ichigo is sick, and now I'm being asked to do the part of a singer. I didn't sign up for this. Didn't you join the band specifically because you wanted to sing and play but got intimidated by their skill? Okay, if you're just going to calmly point out the flaws in my rhetoric, then I don't know how to argue with you. Tell me one reason why you shouldn't. I can't. That's not a reason, that's an excuse. That's not fair. How can I be expected to just do something like this out of nowhere? I'm not prepared. I haven't rehearsed. I can't. Oh, please, I know you. You're the type to know the songs all by heart because you just feel the need to. It's one of the few times where your pain in the ass habit of researching everything pays off. Pain in the ass? Oops, that part was something I was supposed to think but not say. Look, I obviously can't tell you what to do, but they're right that you should consider it. Not just for this band's sake, but for yourself too. When do you have a chance like this again? To perform live with a band in front of a crowd? Yeah, as a stand-in vocalist. Besides, we don't even know if we'll have a crowd. You can't know how many will show up until the actual show. Besides, to sing in public is just too embarrassing. I'm getting jitters just thinking about it. Then don't think about it. How can I not think about it? That's not a reasonable thing to ask. Do you just stop thinking whenever you have something important to do? Yeah, pretty much. You're kidding me. Nope. I'm not really the type to dwell on things like that, save for a few rare instances, and even then, I more or less deal with them as I go. Wow. Look, you're always going to have a lot of reasons why you shouldn't do it. It's too risky, it's scary, the downside of it if it goes wrong might be embarrassing, yada yada yada. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right here. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, leave a super thanks for a tip if you can, it always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!